is snapping. Now dangerously close to Florida, then moving up into the Carolinas. And tonight, these new images coming in, the U.S. Coast Guard and the rescues in the Bahamas now. And what's next? Right here in the U.S. Rob Marciano standing by live with the new track. The president and the image of the track of this hurricane he held up in the Oval Office today. Did someone alter the track on the map? Why it led to so many questions. Also breaking the stunning lawsuit tonight, 14 women now suing Lyft, the ride service. Their lawyers calling it a sexual predator crisis. What the women claim happened. And tonight, Lyft's response. The deadly boat fire, 34 passengers trapped in that fire below deck. Tonight, the faces. As the NTSB now questions the crew, what we've now learned tonight. The new vaping ban this evening, flavored e-cigarettes, where the ban is now in place as lawmakers call teen vaping a public health emergency. President Trump tonight diverting billions of dollars from the Pentagon, from the military, to fund his border wall. Tonight, the controversy. The major blow dealt to British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, the champion of Brexit. President Trump has called him Britain's Trump, tough and smart. Has the new prime minister, though, been outsmarted? And news coming in the Jeffrey Epstein case, the man now pleading with the judge to keep his name private. As the judge now decides whether to make documents public, could they contain hundreds of names?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It is great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night, and we begin with Hurricane Dorian lashing the U.S. coast right now. It's taken days to get here, but it's here, and authorities are warning of life-threatening storm surge even before the strongest winds arrive in the coming hours. Take a look at the hurricane right now, the current satellite dangerously close to the Florida coast. It'll be felt in South Carolina by the morning, and in Titusville, Florida today, tropical storm force winds sparking power lines, downing trees, knocking out power to thousands. Tonight, the U.S. Coast Guard on the ground in the Bahamas, landing to help so many in desperate need there. And this evening, the images. Now that there's power and now that our team is back in Nassau, we can see the devastation. One survivor saying it's like a bomb went off. Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano with the newest track tonight. He's live in Melbourne, Florida for us. Rob, good evening.
Good evening. David, we are looking at a storm that is now strengthening. Check it out on the satellite picture. I am concerned about the path of this storm. The eye is getting more organized, just 140 miles south of Charleston and heading in that direction with 110-mile-per-hour winds, nearly a Category 3. It'll come close to Charleston and Myrtle Beach as a Cat 2 or 3 tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, potentially making landfall tomorrow night across North Carolina. So we have hurricane warnings that are posted for all the Carolina coastline. That front was going to help push the storm out to sea, but hopefully sooner rather than later. In the morning, Charleston and Myrtle Beach get close to hurricane conditions. Watch how that center gets closer to the coastline during the afternoon and evening across North Carolina, Wilmington, Nags Head, and then by Friday morning, even Virginia is seeing some effects with this. We have storm surge warnings from Virginia all the way down to North Florida. In the end, the Carolinas will see shorter but likely much larger impacts over the next 48 hours. David?
Rob Marciano, who's been there for days for us. Rob, thank you. Tonight, as I mentioned, there is an urgent effort underway in the Bahamas. The U.S. Coast Guard now on the scene. The death toll, we have just learned, rising to at least 20. At this hour, there is an all-out race to get to people in need. They need medical help, food, and water. And Marcus Moore is right there where he's been since before the hurricane hit.
Tonight in the Bahamas, the all-out push to rescue the stranded and bring relief to more than 70,000 in dire need. The injured carried one by one to this waiting Coast Guard chopper. In Marsh Harbor, we saw firsthand the hospital clinic that has become a makeshift shelter.
Every hallway is full.
Outside, destruction as far as the eye can see. Families struggling to even walk through the wreckage. It's been a harrowing 72 hours since Dorian's eye passed directly over us, decimating most of this island and knocking out communications. As the ABC teams left the Abaco Islands on choppers late Tuesday, we saw the massive scale of the destruction.
We can see how Hurricane Dorian has absolutely flattened this entire island.
Dorian's winds tied for the second strongest on record in the Atlantic. This is what those 220-mile-per-hour wind gusts sounded like. Dorian made landfall, the storm surge of at least 20 feet.
We're on the third floor, and the water is pouring through the door.
Our team hunkering down inside a utility closet.
We've got a concrete ceiling, and the walls are thick, so we think we're in a good spot.
In the calm of Dorian's eye, we went outside as we interviewed this man.
And I got on top of the kitchen counter and just watched my whole house like come apart.
We soon heard those screams from the water.
Swim! Swim! Keep going! Swim!
Our team helping to rescue 4 people. One of the women telling our affiliate WPLG,
"We're happy to be safe."
our condo building, one of the last still standing after the storm. More than 70% of the neighboring Grand Bahama Island submerged at one point. Homes are ripped apart, boats block roads, and planes have been tossed like toys. Here in Nassau, the urgent effort to treat the injured.
The patients were there for about 2 days before they could be evacuated to us.
And one bright spot in all of the heartache here. An emotional family reunion in the midst of a nationwide crisis.
We love seeing that today, but boy, Marcus, those images of the boats and the plane that had been moved, and of course the building you were in, the only thing left in that area. I know you're live tonight from Nassau International Airport, where they're running those rescue missions as we're on the air, and we know the American military, of course, is helping.
Yeah, David, there's been a lot of activity here at the airport in Nassau, and we've seen 2 Osprey from the U.S. Marines here at the airport. They have joined in the U.S. response to this massive relief effort. And this is also where many of the seriously injured have been airlifted and then loaded into ambulances. And we have seen those emotional reunions over and over again today. These families now together as they begin the process of recovery. David.
All right, Marcus, more powerful reporting from you, calm and steady as we go, and we appreciate it. President Trump, meanwhile, in the Oval Office today talking about the hurricane as it now moves up the U.S. coast. And it was the map he held up in the White House that led to immediate questions, many asking if one of the early tracks of the hurricane had been altered, that extra loop to the left there, had it been drawn on? And if so, why? The president was asked that later today, and here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega.
In the Oval Office today, President Trump showed off this old map of Dorian's forecast path, insisting he was right when he warned Alabama was in the danger zone.
But that was the original chart, and you see it was going to hit not only Florida, but Georgia. It could have was going toward the Gulf.
But tonight, that map is raising new questions. The black line projecting that Dorian would move from Florida into Alabama appears to be drawn on by a marker. Here's the original, issued Thursday by the National Hurricane Center. Alabama in the clear. The president has been on the defensive since he sounded the alarm for Alabama on Sunday.
Alabama could even be in for at least some very strong winds, and something more than that it could be.
The National Weather Service even forced to correct him on Twitter, saying Alabama will not see any impacts from Dorian. But today, the president still insisted.
I know that Alabama was in the original forecast.
It is a federal crime to knowingly issue or publish a false weather forecast. FEMA and NOAA today referring all questions about that seemingly doctored map back to the White House, where President Trump said he didn't know anything about it.
And that map that you showed us today looked like it almost had like a Sharpie.
I don't know.
So let's get to Cecilia Vega with us live tonight from the White House. Cecilia, as you reported there, FEMA and NOAA both referring questions about that map and that add-on to the map back to the White House. What's the White House saying tonight?
Well, David, they're not saying anything. So far, no comment. But just a few minutes ago on Twitter, the president insisted yet again that Alabama was indeed in the projected path. David, he is not backing down from this one.
Cecilia, thank you. To the other developing headline late today, the major new lawsuit against Lyft. 14 women are now suing the ride service, claiming the company did not do enough to keep them safe. Their lawyers calling it a sexual predator crisis, and what the women say happened to them. Here's ABC's Adrienne Bankert now.
Tonight, that new lawsuit against Lyft. At least 14 alleged rape and sexual assault victims claiming the company knowingly allows sexual predators to transport vulnerable passengers.
They knew about this issue, but they've done nothing about it. They chose to do nothing about it.
One of the alleged victims now speaking out.
I can't fathom another individual having to experience the turmoil, fear, and feelings of insignificance and hopelessness that torment me every day.
According to the lawsuit, as early as 2015, Lyft has documented incidents of Lyft drivers sexually assaulting or raping female customers. The suit also alleges that Lyft has failed to perform adequate background checks and continues to allow drivers who have complaints of sexual assault on their record to continue driving. Tonight, Lyft says that they're committed to providing safe transportation and they have policies in place to keep out bad actors and react quickly if an incident occurs.
The company also says that what the reported victims describe is terrible.
34 sleeping below deck did not survive. They have so many of the bodies now. And this evening, we're now seeing their faces, their names, among them a family of 5 celebrating a birthday.
The behind 2 miles of
215 pulse.